Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this live session on this happy Sunday morning with the GETI or Global Education and Training Institute. And as I promised, I'll be back with something more interesting. And yes, it's Sunday, it's a great day to talk on. And I have with me someone very special today, a very passionate leader who is contributing in this field of education from past 15 plus years. Mr. Amit Singh, who is currently associated with Sapphire International School in Ranchi. And today he has joined us to talk on how the teachers can be relevant in the 21st century. So that is something very important for all the teachers sitting on the other side of the screen, for all of us who can, just hold for next 30 minutes and listen to Amit sir. So a very warm welcome to you, sir, on this platform of Getty. And
Thank you.
I think it's your turn now. Let's take over the session.
Good morning. Namaste. Thank you, Getty, for inviting me on your platform. It's an honor for my organization. Yes, I am associated with Sapphire International School, which is a day-come boarding school in Ranchi. And what am I doing on your platform? Well, I wish to talk about teachers. Are we relevant in the 21st century? Are we needed in the 21st century? Every now and then a term is used by so-called educationists, that is, we all are living in VUCA world, which is vulnerable, uncertain, chaotic. But this so-called VUCA world has been since Stone Age. The world has been like this. So what has changed? We did better in the Stone Age, and if I am live today, it's because of my ancestors. They did well. Whatever resources they had, they did well. So where exactly is the problem? So next 27 minutes, I'm going to split into two sections, two parts. First part is I, the problem, creator, and the second part, I, the problem solver. So when I say I, as a teacher, I need good salary. I will work only for 8 hours. I very minimum of workload. I don't like to take substitutions. I don't care if the other teacher is absent. Please don't send me to grade 2, 3, 4 because I am a PGT. I take grade 11th and 12th. What will I do in grade 3, 4, 5? That's not my cup of tea. Or I am the most intelligent teacher. Okay. So this I is the problem for me as a teacher. But this I, if we go deep into I, this I is made of more than 15 trillion cells. And each cell cares for the neighboring cell. That what makes this I. And if one cell goes rogue, cancer and death of I. So basically there's no I, it's a teamwork. And this teamwork resulted in survival of teachers for ages. But of late, we as teachers, somewhere we are lacking the care. Care is what is required in our teaching. So if I care for myself, I will invest in my growth. I will read, I will prepare my lesson plan better. I will use technology as a tool. I will simplify things for my students in the class. I will care for each and every child in my class. I will bring in experiential learning, joyful learning into my teaching. If I care for my fellow teachers, I will share the good practices with them. I will talk about growth. I will talk about prosperity. If I care, I will connect with every parent of mine. I will talk about the growth of the child that is in my class to the parent. If I care. If I care, I will be an asset in the organization. I will be part of building the organization. I will not look up. I will not look down. So that care is something that we as teachers need to take care of. The problem is that because of 1,000 years of slavery, we have developed this attitude of looking up or looking down. That's a very wrong approach. We need to look by our side. Who is by our side? Our fellow teachers, our family members. So if we start from our own family members, if we care for each and every individual in our family, that will percolate outside the wall of our own house. Then we will care for each and every individual. So as a teacher, do I really care? So this so-called VUCA world, which has been, as I said, right from the very beginning, is not going to bother us. The best example is of COVID. Nobody was prepared. We all went into a lockdown. And teachers who really cared for their students, organizations who really cared for their employees, they did really well. We did well. We are 105 team members, right from the IRs to the drivers, to the conductors, to the security guard, plumber, sweeper, teachers, principal, management. We are 105. And when we went into lockdown, because we cared, we got the support. Parents supported us. Students supported us. We could run the kitchen of all 105 individuals, irrespective whether they are working or they are not working. Obviously, in the lockdown, we, the teachers, worked, the admin people worked, but the drivers, the IRs, the conductors, they were without any work. But as an organization, we ensured that they are taken care. So when we talk about NEP for the 21st century, that's built on the same thing: care, empathy, connect. Because when you connect, then only the learning happens. So if CBSE, if the government, if the Ministry of Education is trying to bring in change, if GETI is bringing in, contributing to this change, it's basically that we care for the society. So as teachers, we need to bring in this care in our daily life. I'll give a very small example. 24 hours, how much time do we devote for our own growth, our own learning? On an average, in any school, the strength will not be less than 20 teachers or 30 teachers, average numbers. If these 30 teachers decide to be one and care for each other, that organization will become a heaven. Imagine each one of them contributing 100 rupees per month. That makes 1200 rupees a year. 1200 into 30, 36,000. The kind of books, the kind of resources that we can get in that amount, and every year, the kind of learning that will take place, and then the kind of environment that you as a teacher, me as a teacher will create in the classroom. So we need to bring in happiness, care, concern, gratitude that will keep us relevant in the 21st century. Then technology will be more of a boon. No, nobody can deny this fact that technology was being pushed into our classroom since 2000. But we never cared for it, majority of us. And the one who cared for it, they did really well in this lockdown period because they could use it to good effect. So in time of stress, it's a natural instinct that we go back to our roots. When we are in pain, the first word that comes out of our mouth is we remember either our mother or our father or our Lord. Hey Bhagwan, Are Bapre, Amma, because we have got birth from them. So we go back to our roots. Similarly, in education, we need to go back to our roots. And that is love people around, care for them. Now let me take you back to a village of 1970s and 80s. I am born in 1980s in a small village. And I went to a primary school, Gadhaiya Gol, with a slate and a jute bag, bora. And we used to sit under a tree, and our teacher, Master Ji, in dhoti, used to come on his cycle, and then the class used to begin. And the master really cared. जो Guruji थे, he used to care for us. He used to care for our well-being. He used to care for our family. Pura gaon, the entire village, used to respect the master in that dhoti. And these masters, ये जो शिक्षक गुरुजी, शिक्षिकाएं होती थी, they used to, in the evening hours when we used to leave the school premises, they used to park their Mercedes, that cycle, outside that chai wala's counter, and on that wooden bench, they used to enjoy the tea in that kullad. And the discussions were on teaching, on pedagogy, on the student, कि फलाने शर्मा जी का बच्चा आज उदास था, कुछ तो बात है, शर्मा जी को जाके मिलना होगा. That was education. Our role is not to bombard our kids with information. Information is available to them. Our role is to make them understand that they need to care for people around them. They need to be empathetic. They need to understand the importance of team building. We as educators, we have to simplify things to them, right? So उस जमाने में, in those days, we had real educators. There was no technology to assist them, but they used to simplify things for their students. We could visualize what they used to talk about. We need to go back to the same era. We need to take a leaf out of their book. We need to sharpen our own tools, and the organization will be the most happy organization. I, as a teacher, will be the most happy teacher, because life is a boomerang. Things will come back to me. Then there will be no need for me as a teacher to jump from one organization to another organization. Then there will be no need for me to look at my salary, that, oh, I am getting less. Oh, that school is good. That school on the hilltop is a better school. No, I, made of 15 trillion cells, have the power to shape life of people around me, the students around me. So I need to take care of them. CBSE nowadays is doing a fantastic job. Since I am associated with CBSE, so I'm talking about CBSE, every board is caring in nature for their teachers. So CBSE, to be very precise, they have provided so much to the teachers. Now there's a famous saying that you can take the horse to the well. So you talk about joyful learning, you talk about competency-based education, you talk about experiential learning. They have come up with such a beautiful platform called Diksha, online, training platform, where I, as a teacher, have access to so many things. I need to exercise those things. I need to explore those things. Read as much as I can, share the good practices with my fellow teachers, and be concerned for each and every child in the classroom. That's when I will be relevant in any century I am born. Otherwise, the struggle will go. Okay? The technology will be seen as a threat. Online companies will be seen as a threat. I believe in one thing, that is, robbers are always outside the walls of your premises. You need to be alert. You need to be on the watch. You need to take care of your house. So your students are your responsibility. Share and care. That's the way forward. That's how me as a teacher will be able to contribute to the development of my school, which will lead to development of the city, which will lead to development of the state, which will lead to the development of the country, which will lead to the development of the world. Then only we will have a sustainable world. Then only students will care for the environment. Students will care for their own parents. They will have gratitude. If I, as a teacher, if I am full of gratitude for my principal, for my management, for my colleagues, for my parents, students, they just imitate. So this saying that teacher is a role model is absolutely correct. We cannot be dual in nature. That will result into our elimination. So as teachers, let's be united. Let's care for each other. Let's share the good practices. Let's imbibe technology. Let's simplify the complex things to our students, and that will create happiness all around. That's what I have to share. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. I think 21st century skills are not only about the technology based learning, project learning, child centric classrooms, that the things we have been discussing throughout. But I think you have clearly highlighted on how to read the child, how to connect with your child. The teachers can be the role model, they are the role model, and that's what the child learns. And we are actually preparing them for future. You have discussed about so many rare things that sometimes teachers join in for a good salary, maybe for for less hours of working in schools. But then that's not the only thing. As a teacher, you are doing a lot more for your students. As I said, it's not only about the technology. It has changed our lives, especially in this lockdown. If, as I said, about, it's an altogether different phenomena. Never could we learn it, could be happening the way it is happening right now because of the technology. You can teach everywhere, all the time, anywhere it's possible, by with so many tools. But then the life skills, as the NEP has also mentioned, and thanks to you, that you clearly mentioned that together as a team we can really work in a better way for our students. They're already loaded with so much information. It's just that we need to guide them. So that was really beautiful, because if you are inspiring a child, if the child is winning, I think that there we see the win of the teachers. That's what I feel. That's what I see. So overall,
You know,
right. Yes.
as I mentioned, it's not only the child. We need to connect with the parents. They are one
Parents
of
as
the
well.
pillars, right? I took an example of that village situation where
Yes.
each person knows the other person, right? Right? The master is known to 1,000 people living in that village, and the master knows all those 1,000 people living in that village. Connect, and when you have a connect, the learning happens. The child will never go
Absolutely.
wrong. The child will never go
Absolutely.
wrong.
True.
But if I close myself saying that no, I'm being paid for only 8 hours, and I expect the world to give everything to me, it's not going to happen. You give, right?
Right. Right. We have to come out of our comfort zones. Now is the time. We have already started, and I think now we should understand the importance. And that
We are
was a
doing,
beautiful example.
we are
Yeah.
doing, we are doing.
Yes.
I know of schools in Ranchi, I know of schools in India who have done really well in this pandemic because the entire system is built on care.
Right.
You know, see, we have 10 situation in our own house. Sometimes our opinion are different. We don't agree with our own parents. We don't agree with our own, friends, with our own brothers, sisters, with our wife. But at the end of the day, we sort it out because there is a bonding. We care for each other. Then why can't we bring it to the bigger platform, to our own organization? Every organization is a good organization, given that it's built on, care.
Yes. I can see a question from Mr. Karthik Banerjee. How can government help to enable the rural students to avail this opportunity?
Well, government is helping. They have used technology to reach each and every corner of the country, and now in this NEP, The plan is to come up with numerous training centers all across India, going to the district level, to the block level, to equip the teachers with the resources so that they can connect with the students. And nobody can deny this fact that now technology has reached each and every corner of the country. Yeah, as far as strengthening is concerned, it's an ongoing process, but nobody can say that no, I don't have access to technology. So government is trying its best at the central level, at the state level. The intent is there for all of us to see. We as teachers have to be the torch bearers. We need to take it to each and every child. So we are the cells in that body. So we need to make sure that we don't become cancerous in nature. And if we all do our bit, if lakhs and lakhs of teachers of the country, if each one of them, if we become passionate about what we are doing, there's a divide in the country, teacher by choice, teacher by chance. And forget, yeah, if I am teacher by chance also, who is stopping me from learning? Skills can be acquired. If I change life of one child, I'm changing the society for good. Right? And what do we need? This pandemic has taught us a very good lesson. Do we need to accumulate wealth? No. No. Right?
I think that was apt. We all are working really hard. The government is also trying, and we as individuals, we can also contribute in some or the other way to make sure
So
that
there have been,
things
the
are
government
made
has used
easier.
a radio platform, podcast,
Yes.
channels.
I think we all are working, but still we can have more people in our team to work together to make this place a better place and prepare
Right.
our students, our kids for future. So that was beautiful overall. I am really thankful to you for joining us, for giving us your time today on Sunday,
I'll,
especially.
I have 3 more minutes. I have 3 more
Yeah,
minutes.
sure, you can. You can.
You know, there's no, if a teacher understands that 24 into 7, that person is a teacher, society will change. So in my organization, we all sit together to learn from each other every day. Can you believe this? That we, the teachers, we get up at 5 in the morning, and for first 40 minutes, we all come online on Microsoft Team to learn, to share and care. Every morning, 5 o'clock, 5:10 we log in, and 5:40 we log out. 40 minutes of learning happens in the morning. So if your preaching and practice is in sync, things will change. So we all learn from the language teacher, because English is not our language, right? So the major struggle is with the language in the classroom. The science teacher is sometimes struggles. The math teacher sometimes struggles because that teacher is not good with the language. So we all know early morning we get up and we all get into a classroom where we all learn from our language teachers. Chalo aaj padhao. Let us learn a new word. So when we as teachers, we are doing it, it will percolate to the student community. So it's all about moving out of your comfort zone. As simple as.
Yes. Yes. Yes, as Mr. Karthik mentioned that yes, network is a great issue. We all can understand because that's how the technology works. It is an issue. But then I think upgrading oneself, learning every day something new, keep emerging, learning and adapting is very essential. And I think it goes for all the stakeholders, as you said, not only for the teachers, but as parents should equally take the responsibility. The school management is plays a very important role here in motivating their children and motivating their staff. And I really wish that everyone should get a leader like you who is working as a team with their staff every day, learning something or the other new. That's really inspiring and motivating. A good dose of motivation on Sunday. So, yes, thank you so much, sir. I think
Thank you.
it's
Thanks to you for inviting me on your platform. It's an honor for my organization, and I hope we will be caring, and in the 21st century, we will take our country forward. We will, achieve this the vision of APJ Abdul Kalam ji. That we will be a happy country and will be the leader for the entire world. Thank you.
sure, for sure. We all are working hard and definitely we will reach there someday. So, yes, on this positive note, I would like to thank once again. And the pleasure is all ours, sir. A big thanks to you on behalf of our entire team of Getty. And we will definitely meet again to talk on something interesting again, as it was really a wonderful session. A brainy dose,
Thank
as
you.
we can see a comment. Thank you. Thanks to you, sir, and thanks to all the viewers for joining in and motivating us. And yeah, take care. Enjoy your Sunday. We will connect very soon.
Jai Hind.
Thank you, sir. Jai Hind.